What we are witnessing right now in the United States is not a misunderstanding, not a series of isolated mistakes, and not a routine law enforcement operation. It is a coordinated campaign of fear, force, and deception that is being carried out in full view of the public. The death of Renee Nicole Good has become the clearest example yet of how dangerous this moment has become. Authorities claim that she tried to run someone over with her car and that a federal agent fired in self-defense. That is the official version. But video footage, eyewitness accounts, and independent reporting tell a very different story. Renee was a young mother sitting in her vehicle when masked federal agents surrounded her. Traffic had been stopped. One vehicle was allowed to pass. Renee signaled that the agents should go ahead and move. Instead of backing away, several masked men approached her car. One of them raised a gun. Renee turned her wheels away from the man with the weapon and attempted to drive out of the situation. In response, she was shot 3 times at point-blank range. That is not self-defense. That is a killing. What happened next may be just as disturbing as the shooting itself. Within hours, government officials went on television to repeat a single message, that Renee was the aggressor, that the agent had no choice, and that the matter was closed. When reporters pushed back, they were accused of spreading propaganda. When citizens demanded answers, they were ignored. But something unexpected happened. People outside the United States began watching. Videos of the incident spread across international media. Journalists, legal analysts, and human rights groups in other countries examined the footage, and the reaction was immediate. From Europe to Canada, people described what they saw as an execution. They described a woman trying to escape masked men in the street. They described a system that no longer follows the rule of law. This global response matters because authoritarian systems rely on isolation. They depend on convincing citizens that no one else sees what is happening. When the world is watching, that illusion collapses. And this was not an isolated case. In Chicago, ICE agents shot a father shortly after he dropped his 2 young sons at school. He died. The official story claimed he posed a threat. Witnesses said otherwise. In another incident, a woman was shot 5 times by ICE agents. Officials again claimed it was justified. Video later contradicted their version. In each case, the pattern was the same: deadly force followed by a false narrative, followed by silence. Independent news organizations have begun tracking these deaths. According to their reporting, 2025 has become the deadliest year for ICE in more than 2 decades. Dozens of people have died while in custody or during operations. Many of those deaths are still unexplained. This is not public safety. This is state violence. Even city leaders are now speaking out. The mayor of Minneapolis stated publicly that crime in his city was under control until federal agents arrived. He confirmed that ICE operations have made the city less safe, not more. According to city records, the only recent shootings in the area were carried out by federal agents. And it is not only immigrants being targeted. Workers with valid passports have been dragged out of their jobs. U.S. citizens have been stopped and interrogated based on how they look or how they speak. People are being treated as suspects in their own neighborhoods. This is what happens when fear replaces law. The goal of this strategy is not immigration enforcement. It is escalation. When people are frightened enough, angry enough, and desperate enough, governments can claim that emergency powers are necessary. History shows that this is how martial law begins. This is how rights disappear. But there is another force at work right now. People are documenting everything. Phones are recording. Live streams are running. Citizens are becoming witnesses. And that is why the truth about Renee Nicole Good could not be buried. It is why lies about Chicago could not survive. It is why these stories keep breaking through. Every video, every photo,
every eyewitness account. They create a record that power cannot erase. There are also legal challenges moving forward. Civil rights organizations have filed lawsuits. Attorneys are demanding internal records. Advocacy groups are teaching people their rights and how to protect themselves. These actions may not be dramatic, but they are powerful. They slow down abuse. They force accountability. They create consequences. And just as importantly, they connect people to each other. Authoritarian systems thrive when people feel isolated, when they believe no one will stand with them. But right now, communities across the country are organizing. Neighbors are sharing information. People are refusing to be silent. That is why the response to this crisis cannot be panic. It must be persistence. It must be documentation. It must be solidarity. The goal is not to give these forces what they want, chaos, riots, and bloodshed. The goal is to expose what they are doing until it can continue. Renee Nicole Good should be alive today. The father in Chicago should have gone home to his sons. The woman shot 5 times should not have been treated as expendable. These are not accidents. They are warnings. And the question now is not whether people see what is happening. The world sees it. The question is whether enough people will refuse to look away.